And it says we're live.
It lies.
Yeah. Good morning, all. Afternoon, evening, wherever the hell you are, whatever you're doing.
We have no idea.
Yeah.
Before we start, I have here an example of the kind of people, kind of disreputable people I apparently hang around with, or quote, "Dear Jim, please see that this gets to Law Dog. Having gone through a Mickey Mouse investigation at the CIA."
Hi, Frank.
And Frank just woke up.
No, Frank, this was long before your tenure. You're not with the CIA anyway. You're NSA.
I know how he feels.
Yeah.
Continue.
No, that's it.
Oh, okay.
Oh God.
So we're going to allow one election rant today.
Well, before he's getting tooled up for election rant, there have been hints that of how bad I've been getting jerked around. So I'd like to give a very quiet a Cliff Notes version of how badly I've been getting screwed around. And bear in mind, this is not going to be everything. I got arrested in November of 2020. Jim over here posted a $1,500 cash bond to get my butt out. Okay. This means he's my guarantor. Jim, by posting $1,500, has assumed the responsibility of making sure I appear for all my court dates, all hearing dates, and so on and so forth. All right. November of 2020. October of 2021, which I believe is 11 months later, I get notified. I get a call from my lawyer at 9:30 at night telling me that he needs to talk with me before the hearing. And I say, "What hearing?" And he said, your pretrial hearing is 8:30 in the morning. And I said, "That's news to me. Nobody's let me know." And he said, "Oh." And the only reason he knew about it was they had emailed him. This was Wednesday. They had emailed him Wednesday night at 5:30 a docket list with my name at last of it. If he had been at least a bit sleepy and missed, he wouldn't have called me. So I called Jim and said, "Hey, did anybody let you know that I have a hearing tomorrow?" And Jim went, "What?" If I hadn't showed, they'd have thrown my butt in jail and seized Jim's $1,500. Keep that in mind. So I show up at 8:30, and we're there. Huh?
We all did. It was fun.
Yeah, October. Show up at 8:30. I said, "This is the wrong judge." And everybody says, "Don't worry about it. The DA never showed." Now, if I hadn't showed, my butt had been in jail. He didn't show. Okay. So, reschedule for January of 2022. This time, we're keeping an eye out. They don't notify my guarantor that I need to be at the hearing. They notify my lawyer by adding my name to a docket the day before again. Show up. I say, "This is the wrong judge." Doesn't matter. DA doesn't show. That's two. DA never showed. Come along March, reschedule for March. And again, last minute, Jim's never notified. Show up for court. I say, "This is the wrong judge." DA's there this time. Offers me a crap deal. I tell him to eat a dick. Well, I tell my lawyer to inform him, and the lawyer says he'll take care of it in legalese. And when I turn down the plea bargain, the DA goes, "Oh, this is the wrong judge." Doesn't count.
Mm-hmm.
So, we still haven't had a pretrial hearing. We're going 2 years later. So stuff gets done, and we arrange for a trial in August. Okay. Get set. Yay, trial in August. In July, the ADA that's the one that didn't show up and has been charged in my case decides I can't do it and withdraws. They recuse himself. Different ADA takes over. This is July. Next month, I'm going to trial, right? July, he decides this is kind of feather-legged, or I guess he said that. I don't know. And he gets me indicted on something else. I say, what the hell? Lawyer says they're just basically same information, different charge, same info. Nothing's going to change. They put off the trial. So, okay, put off the trial. And they indict me on Thursday. They don't tell my lawyer. They said they were going for an indictment. They didn't say they got the indictment. I find out about it Saturday, when a press conference is released on Saturday, which states that this really announces in the press conference that this is a charge most often associated with improper sexual conduct. It's not. So my lawyer loses his mind. They get that changed. He's told that it's now 2 charges after we lose our minds. He's 2 charges, no 1 charge. No 2 charges, no 1 charge. Can't mind if it's 1 charge, 2 charges. So I figure out it's 1 charge. Get scheduled for November 17th. We're tooling on. I'm ready. Yay, go to trial in November. Got my subject matter experts lined up. And then next county over, one of their elected officials getting removed from office due to a petition. In order to do that in Texas, petition has to be in front of a judge. My trial has been set for almost a month, and they accidentally schedule my trial for the same judge and date, or this hearing for the Clay County elected official, same judge and date as my trial. And it's like, hey, well, that's more important, common good and all that. So they have now rescheduled my trial for December 20th. And so I was looking at it last night, and it says I'm up for 2 charges. So I call my lawyer and say, hey, I thought it was 1 charge. Lawyer says, it is 1 charge. You got the paperwork here. Said on the website, it's 2 charges. And he went, the fuck? And I haven't heard from him since. So that's a little bit of the screw job I've been getting since November 2020.
And I have yet to ever get the first notification from the sheriff's office about any of these. And it's not like they don't know who I am.
It's not just the sheriff's office. It's the district. Nobody in the county is sending any notification.
Yeah. They know who I am. I used to work for them. They know what my address is. They know what my phone number is.
They've got all that on file.
Yeah.
The fun part is when I start raising cornbread hell in March of sometime during the COVID idiocy,
yeah,
the Texas Supreme Court shut down all district courts. Now, since my charge is a misdemeanor, which is normally held in county court, but since the DA saw fit to get me indicted on this misdemeanor, it has to be held in district court. Well, the Texas Supreme Court shut all district courts in Texas down for a year because of COVID concerns. So anytime I start raising hell, they went, oh, that year doesn't count. Shut down by COVID. We didn't have a choice.
Which also ran out the 2 years on being able to sue the county. Because
weirdly, it counts for that.
It counts for that, but it didn't count.
No.
Of course not.
For speedy trial.
Nope.
So, before Ian says something else and makes a mistake here.
Oh, I'm not talking about the facts of the case. I'm perfectly okay.
Nah, shut up.
I can talk about how bad I'm getting screwed by the county getting to the case, but
yeah.
And that's just part of it. There's more I can't talk about.
Oh yeah.
That's really putting the screws to Ian.
So stop it.
So you should talk about the Give and Go and the shutdown but reopen.
Oh
yeah.
God bless y'all.
Your lawyer, so.
God bless y'all. We're closing on $40,000. One of the thank y'all. I can't thank y'all enough. I really can't. One of the things about Give and Go, I cannot withdraw any funds to pay my lawyer until the crowdfunding is ended. So I'm probably going to shut it down on the 17th November 17th, the original court date, in honor of the original court
Yeah.
date, so that I can cut a $15,000 check to my lawyer.
All right, so that's where we stand. That's what's going on. And we have 2 more additions to the prizes for the raffle.
Good Lord.
You have Ian explain his.
Huh?
Have Deej explain his.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Other Ian is DJ's here.
All right, so first we have from Sarah Hoyt. We'll read and critique 3 chapters, no more than 100 pages, and an outline of your book is now part of the raffle.
Ooh.
And Deej has an offering.
I have a USB stick which has every book I have published to date, all of the public domain stuff, my own short story and novella, everything. In fact, there's one that's not yet out. And I also threw in a little free music.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
And
buddy.
Brian has made custom, beautiful, gorgeous cutting boards.
Yes, and now there's going to be cutting boards on. I swear to God, we're going to have more raffle items than we're going to have people enter the raffle.
I don't know about that. So anyway, yes, free music. John, what I'm going to do is whenever I get the last raffle piece,
That's not going to happen, Jim.
I will put up a post that links all the others because I'm not going to redo all those damn pictures in a single post. So there will be a post linking to all the earlier posts that have the raffle items.
You know what, Jim? We can also post a spreadsheet that lists all of the items so people can go down and say, okay, yeah, this one, that one, that one. So,
That means I got to hook pictures to them.
no, I mean, just if they go see the pictures, they're like, I'm trying to remember what that other one was. Oh, yeah, there's a cutting board, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
So,
We'll figure something out.
mhm.
A dartboard with a county.
His face on the side.
Yeah, I'll put up an item list. Yeah, we'll get something out. Well, there is a bunch of stuff, and some of it is extremely nice.
Mailing address doesn't, people don't have to worry about that now.
Oh, we had this thing earlier that Jonna, she's going off to Mordor to do
I'm going to
the.
Dickens Fair to take all their money.
She's going to take money from Sauron, and there for a while was going to shut down and have all her mail forwarded. Our lovely small town post office has suggested that's probably not a good idea and give reasons why. So she is not going to forward her mail. Everything will still arrive here. We'll just sort out her bills and send her bills to her. So if you need to send anything to her shop, go ahead and send it.
Hey, that's a good idea. I just have to figure out some place to put them up. Huh.
Don't believe the December date will happen. Having worked 19 years at the courthouse here, I can, unless things have changed in the 2 years since I left, from the county holiday of Thanksgiving till the county holiday of New Year's, that courthouse is pretty much shut down.
Yeah.
I am somewhat amused that they think they're going to get it December 20th.
The statute on the new charge runs out in 2 years.
It
Well-
does. Actually, it doesn't. Now that since I got indicted by a grand jury, there's no limit on it.
Yeah, but for you to sue them, there's a
Oh
2 year.
yeah, there's 2 year tort limit.
Yeah, we all believe in him. The problem is, you just got to get through this bullshit. So anyway, at the start of the sidebar, which went
Start
in
of
many
sidebar?
different directions already today.
No kidding, right?
Yes, we are going to talk about the election. I'm going to say a couple of things.
We're
Shut
not
up.
going to stop.
John has heard enough about the election and is not feeling in a grouchy, depressed mood today.
No, it's like there's a lot of good in the world. Remind yourself. So
Well, elections ain't fucking one of them.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well,
so vent for a little bit, get out of your system, then move on to the
We'll
fun
see.
stuff.
okay. The 15th Amendment is what guarantees the right to vote. There were some issues.
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 Yeah,
Issues.
Yeah. that one person, one vote being one of them that got codified over a number of years. Yeah, they should be. Vote early and vote often. That's Democrats.
That's Chicago.
So I am going to Colma, which is the largest cemetery area in the world with over 1 million people buried. And I remember being there once on election day and thinking, how many of those people were actually voting?
Yeah, a bunch of them.
A bunch of them. Because
Yeah.
fraud's been around since we started voting.
So,
Oh yeah, fraud's part of it.
yeah, fraud's been around for a long time. The questions are, what is the margin of cheat this year? And two, and being an old fart and having voted in quite a few elections over the years,
Just a couple.
hush. Why is it that back in the day when we did paper ballots, all the votes were counted by midnight
New math.
on election day?
It's new math.
And now we have all these quote unquote advanced systems,
And it's going to take a week or more.
2 to 3 days to a week to count all the votes.
That's because the Ouija board isn't as fast as the paper.
Well, my question is, what the fuck?
I've got another what the fuck. I only saw the headline, so I don't know the details, but apparently in Arizona, one district has been forbidden by a court to count ballots by hand. How are they going to count them?
That's a good question.
Well,
And
County's
Maricopa.
already having problems. So.
And Maricopa's fancy machines, over 20% of them aren't counting the votes.
Of course not.
Funny, that's in Maricopa County, Phoenix.
Oh, question,
Anyway, that's all I'm going to say on that.
question earlier. DA and sheriff, local county DA and sheriff. DA is actually running today, unelected. The DA
Unopposed.
unopposed. I wish unelected. Unopposed. That is a rant I will get into when this is over with, because that the election thing
Is that Scooter?
played into Scooter's the ADA.
Oh, okay.
That played into this, and I proved it, and you have no idea how annoyed I am. The sheriff is his election cycle coincides with the presidential election cycle.
The one thing that I do want to talk about seriously is for veterans. Starting Tuesday, all patients visiting veterans health care facilities will undergo a new toxic exposure screening.
Oh,
And what this is designed to do is this is a follow-up to the pact that was passed a couple of months ago. It's a 5-minute screening, simple questions, veterans' time and service, where they were for possible exposures to toxic chemicals and current health. So this will start November the 8th, which is today. They are important. If you're a veteran, the next time you go in, plan on getting the questions. And please, for God's sakes, answer the son of a bitches honestly.
And not crankily.
Yeah.
well, he'll be cranky regardless. But
Yeah.
answer the question.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
be cranky when you answer the questions.
What they are looking at is 12 types of cancer, 12 other respiratory or other illnesses linked specifically to burn pit exposures in the Gulf War, wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, and for us really old farts, yes, I know I'm old.
Salt exposure from Carthage.
They are going back to Vietnam era for some of the other issues that some of us old farts have
Yeah.
from Agent Orange and other things.
Yeah, they've expanded.
Salt overexposure.
Well, since I happen to have flown out of a base where the Agent Orange was based out of, and they were parked on our ramp, So anyway, that's what's coming up. So if you are a veteran, please go in and get it done. And also remember, this Friday or Saturday is Veterans Day. So this is your chance to thank a veteran. Yeah, John. Moffett Field being one of those Superfund sites.
Repetitive stress injury from the galley oars. He was Navy after all.
STDs don't count.
If Dadless had listened to Jim, Icarus would have survived.
I guess it's my turn in the barrel today.
Does that mean Icarus was a second lieutenant?
Yeah. Yeah. Where you were in Korea, Drang was, everywhere. Yep. Ord, Bragg, McClellan, the list goes on and on. Yeah. Plus your little overseas stints here, there, and everywhere.
Tom Wachuca.
What you got?
Yeah. Actually, John, they never cleaned up Moffett because they decided it was a Superfund site after they dug up the area over by the Ames hangar and went, holy shit, what is this
It's
stuff?
glowing in the dark.
Yeah. Well, among other things, it was hypergolics. Some stuff they didn't even have a name for.
Mona Lisa wants to know if he was forced to work in the gallium arsenide mines.
Oh, thank you, Mona Lisa.
Quarter deck watch on the ark.
No.
He stepped out for a smoke and we lost unicorns to the lions.
Drang, I'm not surprised considering how old you are. So what they did at Moffett was they dug all this shit up and went, holy shit, we don't even know what half this stuff is. So they put a tarp over it. I kid you not. I saw this. They put a tarp over it, put police tape around it, and hung biohazard paper tags on it and left.
That's it.
That was it.
Military. I'm not surprised.
Oh boy.
It's marked. What do you want?
It's marked.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't get the chemical mine stickers.
When I retired in 92,
17, 18, or 1992.
1992, the tape had fallen down, the papers were gone, and the tarp was disintegrating from whatever the hell was in that soil.
Comments are fabulous.
How many T-Rex kills do you have?
Yeah. Okay. Y'all have fun.
1992 BC or AD?
I gotta tell you, getting T-Rex slime out of his clothes, pain in the ass.
No,
That's a
Kermit, I do not have any Spanish in my background that I'm aware of anyway.
No, that's French.
Cajun, yes.
When the,
Beachmaster.
when the first amphibian crawled out of the sea, Jim said, "Go left." Y'all over there. Y'all over there.
A friend of mine actually, a friend of mine who is a naval aviator actually got stuck as a commanding officer of a beach detachment, Beachmaster's detachment. And that's basically what they did. He says, I'm standing there with wings on, and these guys with the swell pins are coming up going, where do I go? Yeah, I don't go that way. You go that way. Spread them out. I don't know. You know.
Thus, naval logistics was born.
The first amphibian said, "Who's that on land with Jim Curtis?"
Well, Jim Curtis does know everybody.
He does know everybody for a fact. Pretty sure if you abandoned Jim Curtis on a ice floe of the Antarctic, the first penguin on deck would go, "Hey, Jim, long time no see."
Yeah, we were, Brian.
Oh,
Now Keith Richards has got me by quite a few years.
God, that man.
Allegedly.
Uh,
Oh my God.
just because I made the mistake of taking some people to the NRA once.
Oh no, honey. We've like sat in the bar with you going, "Oh hey, hi," and we're like, "How the hell do you know them?"
Keith Richards remembers having Jim Curtis posters on his wall as a teenager.
Oh, and since Mona Lisa's on here,
Hey, little sister.
she is working on the third book in her Ravages of Honor series
Yes, she is.
Yay!
and getting closer and closer to proofing.
Yay!
And while not my cup of tea, Mona Lisa is an excellent author and
Yes.
really well crafted stories.
Oh yeah.
And
So-
well researched.
I don't know how you research that sort of stuff, but she does.
You don't want to know.
Yeah.
No,
No, it can be done.
Yeah, I'm
You don't
sure.
wanna know.
Yes, Tom, change the subject, please. Take it away.
Like that work changes the subject.
There's a subject.
And he hasn't answered.
Oh, look, squirrel. Squirrel. Close stick.
Uh,
Oh, another thing. I'm not going to be announcing the conventions I go to
Yeah.
because we have suspected that somebody in the county's keeping track. And we suspect that as soon as I start announcing convention dates, they're going to reschedule my court for a convention date.
yeah,
But we
subjects. That's always a good question. Is that the subject or the subject? You know, English, we can speak it.
David, the
Yeah,
the
go.
big joke is the standard running about how old Jim is. So far, we have figured out that he's got multiple T-Rex kills. And when he was officer on deck on the Ark, he stepped out for a cigarette, and that's how we lost unicorns to the lions.
Speak as an English group. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We can move the con to the courthouse. That would be fun.
Oh, speaking of,
Yes.
they moved the actual trial. They moved it from the biggest courtroom to the smallest one. It's in the 89th now.
Oh,
They
really?
moved from the 30th to 89th. The smallest courtroom in the courthouse will now be.
Well, that could be our new spring convention.
Yeah.
We just all go to the trial.
You don't
Yeah.
even have to rename it. FoolsCon is perfect.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting, Rick.
They don't have too many people in there.
Yeah, I'm really sure that me going viral on Insta Pundit didn't have anything to do with getting my venue rescheduled.
Yeah. Yeah, they are worried about how many of us will show up.
You know what though? We're friendly folks, and we
Yeah.
don't mind tucking up next to each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think there's 3 benches.
Yeah.
3 rows of benches in this
Yeah.
one.
Well, that's what we've been in before, right? When they put
Yeah.
all the inmates into the jury box, which
Yep.
have to be kind of hilarious.
Yeah, and
Yep.
he was making the one was making eyes at you.
Yeah, me and Rita were like, "Yeah, no, honey, not even." Mm-mm.
Yeah, we'll pack it like we did the guns panel at FinCon.
Oh, no kidding. No kidding. I don't want, okay, and I need to stress this. I don't want anybody getting in trouble over me. Don't do anything hinky. If you're interested and you want to file FOIs, that's fine. Don't in any way, shape, form offer any sort of threat to the county at all. I do not want anybody getting in trouble over me, all right?
Your Honor, the gallery is singing "The Lion Sleeps Tonight."
No, Your Honor, they're not out of tune.
Oh,
I was gonna say, party in the pews.
yeah. Yeah, that would not be the first time that's happened.
No,
No.
One of my high school classmates is a retired federal judge, and he used to have a saying, He said there's three sides to every case. There's the plaintiff's side, there's the defendant's side, and there's truth, which is usually locked out of the fucking door.
Well,
And he said, you know, in federal court, the things that he'd seen over the years, and he was Arkansas federal judge. He said, I knew the son bitches were lying.
Mhm.
He said, I knew both sides were lying out their ass. He said, there wasn't a damn thing I could do about it. And he said, you know, that's one of the facts that you deal with as a judge. And he said, that's why I have no hair left, because he was totally bald. And this was a kid that in high school, I mean, he had a head of hair. You know, he looked like one of those hairband guys from the 60s and 70s.
considering, Tom, that I just bit it, I don't know. I got tired and bit it.
3 in a crunch.
Sorry.
Oh, so weather is
Oh, Lord.
Oh my God.
interesting around here right now.
Welcome to Texas in the fall.
Yeah. Long,
Texas
beautiful
weather,
hair,
make
yeah.
up your damn mind.
No, the long beautiful hair is my department. I get that one.
Yeah. Well, 2 days ago we had snow in Amarillo,
But
An
it's
inch.
only-
An
an
inch.
inch of snow in Amarillo 2 days ago. And we're in the 70s yesterday and today. And as
Tomorrow,
yeah. Tomorrow's going to be a good question. Yeah.
I think it was Saturday. I got had to scrape ice off my windshield.
Yeah.
It's supposed to get cold again.
Yeah.
It's windy as heck today.
Yep. And the butterflies are still migrating.
They're still here. Yeah.
I saw a yellow monarch this morning.
Ooh, cool.
So that's 2 that I've seen that are not pattern correct. One was black,
Mm.
all black with gray.
It's a
Yeah.
goth monarch.
Yeah. And the other one was literally bright yellow.
Ooh, there's an idea for custom.
And I couldn't see it, it didn't get close enough for it to land on me. But what I could see of it, there were markings, but they were very, very faint.
I'm not sure because I think it was Monday. Was it Monday that it was so stormy?
Yeah.
A monarch went past me about Mach 3.
Yeah.
There was this orange smear in the air.
Yeah.
That's wind assist.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not trying to turn around by any means, you know.
Didn't get the fair weather, but the following winds part.
You roll into a bank.
I stepped out and I,
Yeah.
Ray goes, "What was that?" I think it was a monarch.
Yeah. Yeah, the birds have been interesting too. I have a power line behind the house, which usually first day of dove season is loaded down. I mean, literally from pole to pole, which is probably 30 feet,
Bastards.
three wires high, absolutely loaded with friggin' doves.
Yeah, Iowa Park. Some of the little old ladies in Iowa Park got stupid some time back and had Iowa Park designated a state bird sanctuary.
Yeah.
So you can't touch any birds. There are a whole bunch of rules from the state about what you can and can't do to birds, to nests, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
And the friggin' dove have figured this out. So first day of dove season, every power line inside the
City limits.
city limits is covered in dove.
Yeah. And the irony is 3 blocks south, or actually east of me, one side of the street is in the city limits and the other side of the street is out of the city limits. So the birds are on the right side and the wires on the left side are totally empty.
I saw a blue jay, not exactly turned inside out, but he turned around on our fence Monday, just before a gust of north wind hit and flipped all his feathers the wrong way.
Oops.
That is an odd looking critter. Woo, that's strange.
And he was not a happy camper.
Oh, he was pissed. Turned around, all his feathers went. Tack. Bing.
Time for an accidental short on the line. Yeah.
Worst comb over accident, avian history.
No, Rick, they pretty much don't shoot at the power lines out here.
Nah, they're not that dumb.
No. But yeah, it's umbrella getting blown backward, only it's birds. Yeah. But the funny part is there's always one dove. There'll be, one on each wire that's facing the opposite
Wrong
direction.
way.
So I haven't figured out whether he's the lookout or the only smart one.
Or he's the special one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got that one friend.
Yeah.
Ray and I, our eldest puppy is a Chiweenie.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't think he's a very laid back dog. And you wouldn't think that he's, he doesn't like getting his paws wet. He's very, very, very proper young gentleman. Well, he started putting on weight some years back. I couldn't figure out. Same kibble, we'd been same kibble, same amount of kibble for years. And boy's getting plump. He's a chonk. Couldn't figure out what the hell was happening. And I'm having a mug of coffee, look out through the kitchen window. He and the other dogs are out back, and he is laying on our deck like this. I thought, oh God, I'm going to take my dog to the vet. Holy shit.
Again.
Oh, holy shit. And then this blue jay comes down, lands in the yard, starts bouncing around doing his stuff, and Chewy opens an eye. I went, oh, oh. And blue jay makes a couple of bounces the wrong way, and Chewy comes off that deck like he's got a Jado bottle under his fuzzy little butt. Hits that blue jay, wham, and they across the yard, blue feathers and ginger fur and cussing. They're just, and it winds out Chewy running backwards in a circle, which is really odd to watch. Just beating that bird as he goes backwards, and then heads off under the Morgan. He had this cave under the Morgan building that got filled in. Went under the cave where I couldn't get to him and pigged out on blue jays. And we figured he'd been going through about 3 blue jays a week.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about the little old ladies in the Iowa Park Bird Sanctuary, and I almost sent a thank you note signed by Chewy with a bloody paw print. But Rhea talked me out of it.
Well, I absolutely suck with a shotgun, as most people know. And years ago, I did get invited to go on a pheasant hunt
I love pheasant hunting.
in Iowa.
I love pheasant hunting.
Yeah. Well, so we're sitting down at the end of the field, and they're beating toward us. And I have not taken a shot because I know there's no way in hell I'm going to get one of them son of bitches going by me that way. And this one pops up right in front of me, about 10 yards away, and comes straight at me. And I went, maybe I can hit this son of a bitch. Boom. And the dog runs over, looks down, looks back at me, comes back with a mouthful of feathers. Only pheasant I killed. And I blew that sucker into so many parts, there was not even enough to eat.
Little enthusiastic there, Butch.
And the poor dog's like, why did somebody give me the amateur?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I actually had time to aim and press the trigger correctly.
Uh-huh.
That's
So that
not
worked out well for
that's
you.
Not how you shoot a shotgun.
I know that. You know that. How many times have I had that conversation with you?
Okay,
I'm a rifle shooter.
I know. You shot like a rifle.
I can hit with a rifle.
I've seen you. Trust me, I've seen you. I used to go pheasant hunting in the Panhandle. Had a 16 gauge. Love that 16 gauge. And I found out after my first year, had the ranch that I did day work on. Part of our package was we could hunt pheasant, or we could bird hunt during the season. And the foreman took me out there. He said, "All right, pheasant in that field." I said, "You going to come with me?" He said, "No." Got a shotgun? No. So he pulls his hat down over his eyes and starts dozing in the shotgun, or in the shotgun. Start dozing in the pickup. So I go walking. Every pheasant's like, fuck, takes off before I can get anywhere within range. After a couple hours, I come back and I'm just not happy. It's like, he said, "Well, let's start hunting." I said, "What?" He said, "Take off your hat, throw it in the pickup, take off your jacket, lean your shotgun against the wheel well." I went, "What?" And as soon as I did that, pheasants.
Now, Cajun is not French. You are correct, Greg.
Cajun is French. It's Louisiana French with admixture of other stuff.
Well, they were kicked out of France.
Yeah.
And they went to Canada. And they became the Arcadians up in Canada.
Mhm.
Then they got kicked out of Canada.
Mhm.
And they came to Louisiana. Well, the good navigators came to Louisiana. The bad navigators, they ended up in Texas.
Louisiana Cajun is Louisiana French. It
Yeah.
is French. It is a very, very ancient, not very, very, it's a fairly ancient form. It's a form spoken in France in the 1700s.
Yeah.
And there are certain things you can say in Cajun, in Louisiana French, which is perfectly normal, which will get you a shocked look in France and vice versa.
No, Kermit, they didn't get lost. They wanted to be in the bayou because it was a place to hide. Yeah, Tom, we've been thrown out of better places, right? Yeah, the ones that stopped in New England, we don't claim them.
Yeah, Louisiana French is much more understood by the Quebecians, Quebecois,
Yeah.
Quebecians, whatever the hell they're called. But a good Louisiana French speaker is understood in France.
Yeah.
Especially in Marseille in the south.
What do you mean?
Snooty assholes back in
They did leave the snooty assholes back.
Hey, John, just because we call ourselves Coonass in the South of Louisiana, you know.
Coonass. Kelly Grayson, a good friend of ours from Louisiana, has a whole series of jokes about the difference between a Cajun and a Coonass.
Yeah.
And when he gets a couple of bourbons in him, oh my God. And get the kids out, because when it comes down to the difference between a Cajun and a Coonass, you need to get the kids out of the room.
Yeah. And most of them are true. One of the things, and I don't know, Ville Platte, oh yes. Put a Cajun and a Scott in the same room, and yeah, they're going to talk past each other.
You know, the kindest thing he says is there's a Cajun and Coonass. They both date farm animals, but the Coonass gets emotionally attached.
Yeah.
And there goes Jonna.
Yeah.
Which one has the Velcro gloves?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Opelousas. Yep. Yeah. So a Glaswegian and a Cajun walk into the bar.
I had to use Glaswegians as an example, a good example, actually, which was kind of weird, in an online discussion the other day about the difference between North African Arabic and modern standard Arabic.
Yeah. Yeah, John, I can believe that German Army and Alabama National Guard with everyone speaking English.
You still, oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, Raptor, when you think about it, shoot us an email.
If y'all are coming to Fool's Con, Kelly's gonna do his best to make it this year. So,
Yeah.
Oh my God, you get.
Oh my
The
God.
thing about Kelly is you don't have to get him drunk for,
But it gets so much better when you do.
but when you do, holy gods, him and Rita singing Methyl Ermin
I swear.
At
I'm going to
Tolcon.
Oh my God. Seeing that at Tolcon, that was like, what the hell just happened?
And if you want to really hear some singing, get Jen Hass down
Oh
here
Lord,
Mhm.
and Christina
and Rita.
And
we
Rita.
both singing together.
and Alma. They're all altos and sopranos, which means I don't hear a damn thing they're saying, but I can see their lips moving.
We were at the NRA at St. Louis, and we were going somewhere for lunch or supper. Going somewhere for supper.
Yeah.
And Bonnie Burgett was there.
Yeah.
And she and Rita started singing what is apparently, I was told by an awestruck bystander, one of the hardest arias in opera.
Oh, they were doing the Queen of the Night.
Queen of the Night aria.
Yeah.
And they were belting it out. And
On a street corner in St. Louis.
street corner St. Louis. And Rita was making the, when she was hitting the high notes, the light standard I was leaning against was vibrating.
Yeah.
She did that at the gym too. She belted out an aria and she was making the steel girders and the walls vibrate.
Yeah, Queen of the Night for the win. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a Apollinaria, and it's a hard one.
And she's Rita's one of the few people that's not professional that nails that bastard.
Yep.
And the entire street stopped and pivoted to stare.
Yeah.
And she got done. It's like,
Nobody gave us money though.
no, bastards.
Well, she could just sing it right out of their pockets with vibrations.
Yeah, no kidding. She was literally making the light stand leaning against vibrate.
Oh, that's pretty bad. After classmate who claimed to speak French turned out to be speaking Quebecois to a Frenchman. We'll get you thrown out of every single store you try in Paris.
Yeah, well, Paris is a go to
That's where
Marseille.
the snooty ones came from.
Yeah, go to Marseille or Toulouse
Paris is a beautiful city when the Parisians are not there.
when the Parisians aren't there. Yeah,
Which is August.
Yep.
Or right after a neutron bomb.
Neither are.
Paris gives Snooty a bad name. You're not kidding.
Yeah.
Go to Marseille. Marseille is so much more fun.
Yeah, your Uber driver, if he was from the Middle East, was probably speaking Pashtun.
Uber driver in the Middle East, who knows?
Yeah.
Um,
Russian was talking to a Czech store owner in 92. Yeah,
The
that did
hell,
not go
Tom?
over well, Tom.
you get shanked? On the Glaswegian, I was pointing out the dialect in Western Africa, Western Sahara. As you go east in the Sahara, it gets less and less intelligible to locals.
Yeah.
And once you get out of North Africa, the Arabic they speak in North Africa cannot be understood outside. And I said it's still Arabic for the most part. I said it's much like Glaswegian. It's English, technically.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Well, it's the same thing in Japan. If you speak Japanese to a Japanese person, they will answer you in English, broken English, because they only take English in elementary school.
Oh,
But if you say something in English, they will respond in Japanese. So it's backwards.
okay. But yeah, the North African Arabic is a whole. It's basically like Scots English.
Yeah.
They're technically the same language, but have you ever heard a Ouija lose his mind?
Yeah.
It's amusing as hell, but you can't understand a word he said.
A funny story for, of course, the few of us on here that are old farts might remember this. But Justin Wilson,
Oh Lord.
or better known as Justin Wilson, was a coon-ass out in the South Louisiana swamps here. And he had this little place down there on the bayou where he did some cooking, a guarantee.
Guarantee.
And the way he got started was a mistake that he made. Because Justin was actually an engineer for the Department of Louisiana Highways Commission. And he went to a meeting in Houston where he was the guest speaker. And he forgot his speech and didn't realize it till he got to the podium.
Oops.
Whoopsie.
And
Recurring nightmare of mine.
didn't know what to do. So he started telling jokes in the Cajun patois. That was the start of Justin Wilson. And he turned it into a rather lucrative little business there.
Also, he's a hell of a cook. And Jim's accent's coming out. Ian, yep, not your turn, the girl.
If you can say to me, I'm going to tell you, we're going to talk like this down on the bayou.
And y'all think my accent's weird. That wasn't Justin Wilson. That was
That
Paul
was
Prudhomme.
Paul
No.
Prudhomme. Yeah.
Or Emerald Legress. One of the two of them.
Paul
Was, actually,
Prudhomme.
was it the blackened?
And my grandma. Oh, God. When all that became the rage, we were down there for a family reunion. And one of my cousins mentioned Paul Prudhomme. And grandma slapped the table. She said, I ain't never in my damn life burnt anything on purpose and called that good. She said, and that damn seasoning, it ain't no good, no way.
I can't stand blackened fish. I
Yeah.
really can't. It tastes burnt to me.
Yeah, it's just different.
It's,
Well, The other problem is redfish. How many times have you seen redfish on a menu in a restaurant?
Not blackened. I see blackened redfish all the time. And I won't eat it.
Well, you know why? Because it's not redfish.
Mahi mahi.
It's tilapia.
Oh,
Mhm.
The only redfish comes out of the Gulf of Mexico. There is no such thing as a Pacific red snapper. There's no such thing as a Pacific redfish. They don't exist. Yeah, Marathon Refinery in Louisiana. Yeah, my good friend's daughter works there now, and she's had a little problem with the language. Yeah. Asking an Armenian what they think of the Kardashians.
mahi mahi. Think about mahi mahi. Mahi mahi is a one. I love mahi mahi. But I loved it back when it was called dolphin.
Yeah.
Not dolphin, not the evil
It's a dolphin. It's dolphin.
dolphin fish.
Yeah.
It's not the mammal dolphins, dolphin fish. And people were refusing to eat it, so they renamed it mahi mahi. I knew it as lampuka,
Yeah.
which is the Maltese version of mahi mahi.
Yeah.
It's great stuff. May is winding up in stuff that it shouldn't. Mahi mahi has a very definite taste to it. I remember getting a grouper, allegedly grouper, and going, it tastes an awful lot like mahi mahi. It was.
Yeah. Must make. Yeah, Tom, please don't. This is a family channel after all.
What's Tom doing? What? Where?
Manson
When did
family.
that happen?
Must resist urge to make snapper jokes.
Discipline slipping. The goggles, they do nothing.
Mahi is a fish in Farsi, yeah. So mahi is fish,
Yeah.
yes.
So when Cedar was going to do the Maltese meal, and she wanted to do the fish pie, talampuka.
Yeah.
And she said, I can find mahi mahi. It's like Cedar, that's lampuka.
Yeah. Well, it's like Yisa in Iceland. What?
No, Iceland seafood, I just get the shivers.
It's good.
Yeah, I
It's-
just think Iceland seafood and get the shivers.
Lutefisk. Yeah, no,
No.
That's not Iceland. That's Norway.
I know, but they
And
drink it
no.
there too.
You can have that stuff, Joel. I'll pass on tilapia, period. It's a garbage fish. It was only a family show. We brought the teacup humans. Well, we tried.
Chris, who's on here, swears that every culture has a dish that they ate out of desperation.
Yeah.
And to cover up their shame, they made the national dish.
Yeah, that's as Tom says. Yeah, but thing is, Yisa is also known as haddock, which is also known as cod. And the Icelanders have a cookbook, or did a number of years ago when the last time I was up there, 389 ways to fix Yisa.
Last time he was up there.
And I've been there a few times.
Couple.
Yeah, when Eric the Red showed up, Jim went, "Hey, Eric, long time no see."
But they,
Lee Carrington showed up. Hey, I knew your dad.
but the funny part was the USO in Keflavik would serve fried Yisa every Friday night. And all the locals would try to get in to the USO to eat the fried fish. Even though they had 389 ways to prepare it, they liked breaded fried fish.
Because we did it right the first time.
Yeah.
We
But
took
what you did not want to ever do was go to Iceland in July when they were drying the cod. Oh my God. We had a kid open the door on the airplane. And I mean, he literally opened the door and puked out the airplane door. It was that bad.
we finally got around after over a year. Finally got around to taking Jonna to Bill's Catfish Shack.
Yeah.
That yum you heard was Bill's is famous. I don't know about world famous, but fairly famous.
Yeah.
It's on 79 And if you're coming north out of Texas, you get across the Red River, it's on the left.
Yeah.
It's a couple of double wides. There is no, and I told John of this, and she's one of the few people to believe me when I said there's absolutely no signage. There's no sign saying bills at all.
It's on the inside. I even posted pictures of it in North Texas.
Yeah.
Great. There's the sign on the inside of the building. So
Their normal customer range is about 120 miles. That's for people that come pretty much weekly. And there's one couple that comes down from Kansas City, I think it was.
Mhm. KC once a month.
Kansas City once a month. So 6-hour drive each way to come down and have catfish.
worth
That's
it.
impressive.
It's that good. It is, granted, it's farm raised. So that's a minus to some people's eyes.
It doesn't taste like mud. I'm good.
Yeah. But
It's thin cut
they do it fish camp style, which is thin cut.
and a light layer of breading.
The
Not
breading
very
is
light breading.
ready, and the oil is hot enough.
Yes.
So you
And
don't
it is
get
perfectly
soggy
done.
Fish, so
now you can ask for thick cut. You have to ask the waitress for thick
Yeah.
cut, and she'll look at you weird. But you can ask for thick. You can ask for thick cut catfish.
Yeah.
I don't, because
I would drive out there just for the hush puppies.
hush puppies.
Yeah,
are
the
good
hush
too.
puppies are good too.
Okay. The sunstorming or whatever the hell that is. Okay. You take a shark, you have a piddle on it, and then you bury it in sand till it gets good and fermenty.
Kind of like kimchi.
No,
It's like kimchi.
I don't know anybody ever piddles on kimchi to get things started.
I wouldn't be surprised the way it tastes and the way it smells.
Oh,
And the fact
Hakaro.
you got to bury it for 6 months.
Apparently, I was wrong. It was Hakaro. I don't care. It's a shark you got piddle on to get things started. No.
Yeah, Carl is what you're going to do when you eat it.
See, there's an acquired taste that you really got to wonder how they
Like,
acquired.
like Chris said, somebody got desperate.
Somebody got drunk.
Bjorn
That-
just piddled on that shark.
You know what it is?
That sounds more like drunk. Yeah.
It's probably a whole bunch of guys going, I dare you to eat this.
Yeah, Chris said, yes, Bjorn piddle on shark because it's a shark and you do that to show your dominance.
See, Drang agrees with me. Some variations of kimchi, it wouldn't surprise him either. And he's been there too.
Bjorn piddle on a shark because that's what you do, assert dominance. And then 6 months later, when they were starving, somebody went, I'm starving, I'm going to eat that shark. And he did. And the rest of them went, in order to cover our shame, we'll make this a national food.
Yeah, Sanford, we know you don't like fish, so we'll ignore your comment. Because catfish is good.
Catfish is great.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Catfish done right. I've had
Yeah.
badly done catfish.
Yeah, me too.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Bored drunk Scandinavians can get creative. Yeah.
When you're starving, and the
Well,
only thing
I
he's
think
got.
all of Europe knows that bored drunk creative Norsemen can get creative. All of Europe is familiar with that.
It was Iceland.
drunk dare or stone desperation.
It was Iceland. I'll guarantee you sometime along in there, somebody piddled on a shark, and then 3 months later they were desperate and went, I'm going to eat it.
And it was still refrigerated. So.
Yeah. Coffee from cat poop. Yeah, that one I draw the line at.
Who the hell thought that was a good idea?
This is the first I've heard of it. And now
Okay.
I wish I had.
Yeah, there's the civets.
Yeah.
I'm a coffee person. Do not send me this crap.
Yeah.
I mean that literally. Crap.
It won't. No, they'll be burning in the parking lot. So
Got that right. Apparently, civets will eat coffee beans. Civets don't digest coffee beans, so they come out the south end fairly the same way they went in the north end.
Much like a mesquite bean.
And these idiots decided, I'm going to drink that. And you've got a whole bunch of hipsters drinking cat poop coffee.
And
Don't-
civets are related to skunks. Yes.
Don't serve me that stuff.
Cat crap coffee.
I think we just broke the other end.
Why?
Burn the village to the ground. Doo-dah, doo-dah.
Hipsters, there's your problem. Yes, and John is right. It is very expensive. They're making an artificial civet coffee these days.
I don't care.
Somebody in the back room is laughing their ass to the bank.
Yeah, no kidding. Where
This
guys?
is very trendy hipster coffee. You want this,
It's
really?
cat poop.
God, you can sell
Burn.
anything to anybody.
It's kind of an obscure coffee. You've probably never heard of it.
You're right.
Sarah says burn bean water is burn bean poop water. Yeah. Loot, then burn. Yes, that is the point.
I will.
$40 a cup. Yeah, I'll never find out either, Drag.
Frank has aneurysm yet.
Oh my God. If somebody comes to me and tells me that civet coffee is a delicacy, that tells me everything I need to know about them.
Well, that's exactly what Kermit just said. Civet coffee is considered delicacy among some circles. Mhm.
Well, they're morons.
I was going to say that circle is not invited to my house.
Yeah.
Caffeine makes the wakey happen and the stabby not happen.
Yeah. Speaking of,
Stabby, stabby?
no,
Or caffeine.
well, that thought has occurred too.
Yeah.
Apparently, Austin is now
Oh, no kidding.
not woke enough for the lefties.
Apparently, the lefties are fleeing Austin by the U-Haul load because it's Texas is too conservative.
Yeah.
They're fleeing Austin. I don't have an issue with this.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
And they can
But-
get cheap U-Hauls going back to California.
But Austin isn't liberal enough.
Hey,
Well, it's because of the trans, and it's because of the abortions, and it's because of the fact that, oh my God, they're actually enforcing border stuff. Yeah, right.
they
Whatever.
can't get civet coffee.
And they
Yeah.
can't get civet coffee.
Yeah.
Because
It's pretty amusing because Austin is, yeah.
that's a weird thing to me. Austin is way too leftist.
Yeah.
Austin makes my
Anybody that tries to outlaw barbecues because
Yeah,
of
no
the
kidding.
smoke,
No kidding. The smoke particulates are
Yeah.
too big.
Talk about being clueless about your culture that
Yeah.
you've moved into.
But I can go down to Austin and I get the itchies because Austin is way too liberal for me. It's way too socialist, commie, nut hugger. I don't like Austin. It's way too. And then these idiots are telling me it's not socialist, communist, nut hugger enough.
Yeah.
Holy gods.
I almost had
really-
to shoot that one son of a bitch down there that day. Come up aggressively panhandling.
Mhm.
And I told him to step away, and he didn't step away. And I went, okay, your move. And mysteriously, he disappeared.
Pretty sure that's where one of our frequent viewers gave somebody a gasoline bath at the pump.
Yeah. Oh, and we've wasted another hour of your time,
Holy
folks.
crap, we have. All right then.
Hey, we love our pecans, Cedar. Shut up.
Pecans.
Not pecans.
Pecan is something you keep under the seat for long journeys.
Yes.
Pecan is something.
I had not heard that one before. I like it.
Pecan is something.
Preferably a 32-ounce one.
Yeah. That means we can get more than an hour down the road without having to stop.
Anyway, folks.
I hate pecan trees. We got 2 ancient pecans in my backyard, or our backyard, Mineria's backyard. I loathe those things. I really do.
Yeah, pecans are
Pecan.
good.
Pecan goes under the seat.
All right, folks. If you haven't voted, please go vote today. Ensure that you have that right continuing forward.
Also, please understand that just because somebody voted for the other side, they're not enemies.
No.
Okay. Don't get all wrapped around the axle about how somebody voted. As long as they vote, we don't care.
Contrary to what Clyburn in South Carolina said, we're not going to repeat the Nazis in the 30s.
No.
I can't believe he actually went to the third rail.
It would be really nice if they'd stop all that straw man building because
Yeah.
it's kind of silly.
Well, how much further can he go? They've got nowhere else to
Don't
go.
dare him. Don't dare him. He'll
Yeah.
try.
All right, folks. Have a good week. And remember, don't sweat the petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff.
Be safe, guys.
We'll see you on Thursday. Bye-bye. It's projection, yes. Oops.
How that hour just flew by.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.